British Ambassador to the U.S., Karen Pierce, back with us today. Madam Ambassador, thank you for your time and good morning to you today.
Thank you. Morning.
Just listening to Secretary Austin there describe the length of the Battle of the Balls, and on it goes, day 63, 64, whatever it is today. The biggest question first. If NATO and the United States are providing billions of dollars in military aid in Ukraine, how does this war end, do you believe?
That's a very good question, but it ought to end with Russia declaring a ceasefire and then withdrawing and allowing humanitarian assistance to get to the Ukrainians who Russia has injured with its shelling. I think we have to bear in mind this is a conflict provoked entirely by Russia. Ukraine did not attack Russia. Ukraine did not provoke Russia. NATO didn't attack. NATO didn't provoke. This is entirely down to Russia and to President Putin. So it's in their hands. They need to call a ceasefire and they need to start withdrawing.
Madam Ambassador, our reporter Jennifer Griffin was just speaking about Finland and Sweden and the possibility of them wanting to join NATO. Would you support that?
Oh, NATO has an open door policy, and if countries qualify, then they are able to join. So absolutely, we support Finland and Sweden joining NATO if they choose to do so. And they already qualify. They're both very good partners on the security side.
Interesting that they already qualify. That's an important point as well. Yesterday, Lavrov, President Putin's foreign minister, warned of possible nuclear war. Here's what he said.
The danger is serious. It's real. It shouldn't be underestimated. Those weapons will be a legitimate target for the Russian armed forces operating within the framework of the special operation.
The Russians continue to talk about not wanting to be provoked, but what they're doing in Ukraine has been quite provocative, Madam Ambassador.
I would absolutely agree with that. They talk about a special operation as if it's something precision and surgical. What they're really doing is shelling civilians, and they're conducting a big war against Ukraine. They invaded. The remedy is in their hands, and they are trying to turn this into an argument against NATO, against the West, to make it seem like the Russians are justified in what they're doing. They're not justified under international law. They're not justified under any doctrine of good neighborness. They need to have a ceasefire and withdraw from Ukraine.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Putin's going to do that. It doesn't seem like Putin's going to come anywhere close to that.
I think you're right about that, sadly. But that's what needs to happen, and President Putin should bear his responsibility for prosecuting this war. There are already allegations of war crimes. President Putin will be held accountable if an investigation finds that there were war crimes, and individual Russian generals and military leaders will be held accountable. And I think that's a very important part of this.
Madam Ambassador, my last question is about Germany, and that is where we find our defense secretary today. Germany has not provided the weapons that they said they were going to. There's accusations that it's being slow-walked. Does the UK call upon Germany to step up and meet its commitments here?
Well, the Germans have made some very important commitments, including on German national defence, and that is incredibly welcome. We've been working closely with Germany and with other NATO allies, and this meeting that Secretary Austin's holding today, that will enable us to map out future supplies and commitments to Ukraine as the war enters a new phase.
Madam Ambassador, I hope I get to meet you in person one day.
Me too. Thanks very much.
Let's make it happen. Thanks so much.
Thanks for your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.